The grid is set then. That just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow where we'll be live with all the action. Until then, goodbye. We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. The rookie lines up on pole position, with Victor Martins alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Deruvalo, Awasa, Enzo Fittipaldi, and Porcher, Vesti, Behrman, Dewitt, Brad Benavides, Hauger, Novalak, Arthur Leclerc, Isaac Hadjar, Miney, Verschoor, Maloney, Amory Cordial, Correa, Stanek, Visani, and Ralph Boschon completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. It is the Formula 2 race. It is time to introduce you to Alex Brundle. I'm Alex Jakes, and we've got changeable weather out there today. That's making for some nervous team personnel down in the paddock, down in the pit lane.
There are going to be some quivering hands on the tyre guns, aren't there, when they tighten up what could easily be the wrong specification of tyre completely for the conditions. It's a gamble out there.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, mate. Right, we've got some clear track in front of us, so let's make best use of it and make the next lap a quick one. You got this. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, really, really good. You hit that target nicely. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it clean. Gap to your teammate behind, 20.9 seconds. Final lap, push, push. Yes, guys, yes! Come on, boys! Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
So another fantastic victory for High-Tech GP today.
Have you seen one quite as dominant as that, Jakesy? I'm not sure I have. They led every single lap of that one, lights to flag.
And as they make their way down to the podium, there's no denying the strength of the high-tech GP team. It was an incredible performance today, and they fully deserve to stand on the top step. And after all that excitement, I think it's time for a lie down. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you when Formula 2 returns. Goodbye for now then, but we really are just getting started. Whoa! So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's results with a look at the starting grid. The rookie lines up on pole position, with Jehan Daruvala alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Pourchaire, Iwasa, Jack Doohan, Martins, Hauger, Benavides, Behrman, Frederick Vesti, Fittipaldi, Miney, Clermont Novelak, Amaury Cordial, Hadjar, Stanek, Leclerc, Juan Manuel Correa, Maloney, Verschoor, Boschon, and Roy Nissany completes the grid. And with lights out, just...
Right, speed is key here today. We're going to want a low downforce setup. It does mean that DRS won't be as effective, but job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, mate, we've got some clear track around us now, so let's use it and make this next lap a quick one. Let's go. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Great stuff. It looked like you made easy work of that target. Let's try and keep that going right through to the end of the race. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Yes, 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 guys, yes! Come on, boys!
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
A great win then for High-Tech GP today.
We've heard stories of drivers watching the race on the big screens while they're going round, leading with that kind of advantage. I reckon that's what they were doing, you know, AJ.
And it's time now for the podium celebrations, and how well deserved is this one? What a fantastic victory for High-Tech GP. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you when